you, what would you change about the Constitution, if anything?
And that is my note answering this question.
Have a good one.
That's perfect for Dave here. We'll let Dave go.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a loaded question.
The loaded question?
Loaded question? Try Loaded Minds. Do some research.
Good afternoon to you, Shivani.
Good afternoon, Julia. You know my pronouns are they, them. How are you doing?
Yeah. Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar. So the only thing I would need to refer you to is to your face would be you. But I'm not being rude. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what you want to call yourself, but you don't get to require me to use incorrect grammar and factually incorrect things. You're not a plural. You're a one person, and you're a female person. So I will use she and her. Thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are. You didn't need to tell me then, did you?
Bringing up pronouns when no one asked, just to get shut down. Yikes.
Clarify your definition of critical race theory.
Yeah, Derek Bells. So what he wrote in 1991, Intro to Critical Race Theory. What's in that book?
The whole book is your definition. Wait, but...
Are you familiar with that literature?
Well, yeah, I've read the book, but I don't remember anything about it. It was for, like, a college class. Like, let's be honest. Nobody remembers the books they read in college.
Sounds like a great value proposition to go to college.
No, it is. Trust me. Well, but you didn't go to college, so I guess you wouldn't know.
It's true, I didn't.
So
let me ask you, though, does that mean that I'm not able to have this conversation with you? Because I actually remember the book and you didn't, and you paid for it.
So, first of all, I didn't pay for it. There's these things called scholarships.
Oh, so somebody else paid for you not to remember the book that you were supposed to read. Oh, anyways. Some wealthy donor or taxpayer paid for you to not remember the book.
So someone else paid for you to forget. Great system.
Me and Andrew are misogynists.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Andrew's a misogynist?
I think he has an animosity towards women, yeah. I think so.
Do you think I'm a misogynist?
A little bit. The definition of hatred is a great dislike. And it's actually one of the, sins of living in the flesh.
What if it's possible? I don't dislike women. I just dislike stupid people. And it doesn't matter if they're men or women. And you just happen to be a stupid person, and that's why I dislike you. And also happen to be a woman at the same time. So you happen to be stupid and happen to be a woman, but I don't hate you because you're a woman. I dislike you because you're stupid. Well, could that be possible?
Well, why don't you ever talk about men? You always talk about how much you hate women every day.
I debate it professionally for a living against men and women. You go on TikTok after you got with a guy who had 1 million TikTok followers so you could piggyback on that to fame. I would not bullshit me here, sweetheart.
Turns out stupidity is equal opportunity.
As a non-binary person, what do you have to tell me about my identity? Because I know for a fact I'm not confused.
Okay, next question. Great statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Okay, you know your identity. You're not confused. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your statement.
Congrats on knowing yourself. No one else cares.
I mean, just the whole environment with this and the cameras and everything, to me, is not conducive to healthy conversation. I think it's inherently threatening to a lot of people.
I'm sitting behind the table with my arms.
You're not physically threatening me. I don't think
But then, if you're emotionally threatened, who cares?
That's my point. You're emotionally threatened by all of this. So
feelings mean nothing in the world. No one cares about how you feel except yourself and maybe your mother. Okay. Feelings are irrelevant.
Well, you're here sharing your feelings with everyone.
No, I'm sharing my logic, my facts, and thoughts. I haven't told you once how I feel. There's a difference. Feelings and facts are two different biochemical systems in how the mind and the body operates. Feelings are based on emotion, rising blood levels, blood pressure, so on and so forth. Facts and logic are over long periods of time through reflection and through using math, science, and analysis of data. No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not telling anyone how I feel, I'm telling people how I think.
Emotionally threatened by a conversation? Grow up.
I want to get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job.
So that's all it takes to shut them down? Noted.
Age is just a number in my mind because I mentally feel younger than I am, so we're ageless. You're only as old as you feel.
Well, are you?
I feel young. I feel as young as these girls sitting at the table.
I'm still a little confused. I don't know if I'm just a little slow or something. I'm just confused.
Even the air felt uncomfortable after that one.
You think that speech is violence. That's what that sign says.
The conversation that you're having is oppressive.
So I am oppressing people by what I'm doing. So I am exerting violence on people by my speech. That's what the sign says, and that's what you just said. And the protester is saying that's exactly what I'm doing, and she's saying that's exactly what her sign means. So that means that you, a faculty member at an American public university, paid for by taxpayer dollars, are conflating speech with violence.
Yes. Speech can be violent. What you are saying contributes to systemic racism in this country. It means that my students of color are pulled over and accused of stealing a car when they did not.
I'm not pulling anybody over for stealing any cars. I see many people of many different races in this room. They all seem to be doing just fine. No, I haven't asked because no violence has been committed on you. Because violence is not a subjective feeling. Violence is an objective fact.
Call an ambulance. Words just broke my bones.
You've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman, that nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman, and yet I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers, I have my boss, my VP, my CEO, all respecting me as a woman. My family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me, like, I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman. So the question, how can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay, it's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, it's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for, it's something that you need to be assured.
When imagination meets delusion, this is what happens.
What do you think about the distinction between cis women and trans women?
Explain.
Well, you're saying that a more inclusive usage of the word mother isn't particularly offensive because we also have biological mother.
Yes.
We've offered the term cis woman, and even biological woman or assigned female at birth. We've offered a variety of terms that properly categorize people.
Again, you cannot extend the term woman to apply to a biological male. Every category has an endpoint. If there are only two categories, male and female, and you say that female now is in this category, there are no definitions. There are no definitions. I mean, to paraphrase my friend Matt Walsh, I'm going to need you to explain what a woman is without reference to the word woman.
You want new terms, but can't handle the old ones.
Victim groups like these people. I know you're so oppressed, my dears. I know life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine that, you know, the people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye then.
Done.
The moment reality checks in, they check out.
With my own religion.
Ooh,
that
triggered.
Satanic. I was satanic. I believe
And I
Yep,
am.
that's right.
I'm a practicing pagan.
Yep.
I believe that I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
And I have the right to an abortion in my religion, and it's completely.
So in many states that have restrictive laws against abortion, the Temple of Satan is officially suing and asking for injunctions stating that laws that prevent abortion prohibit Satanists from perhaps practicing their religion, and meaning that because they believe a woman should be able to sacrifice a child to abortion as part of the religious practice. So do you agree with the Church of Satan?
I believe that, yeah, Church of Satan should be able to do whatever they want. It's a religion. I believe we're in a free country, and we're in America. God bless America. We're in a free country. We should all be.
God bless. I think you're a pagan.
I'm just saying what you guys would say. God bless America, right?
Well, isn't God
You're
bless
Christian. I'm
America?
putting myself in your position. God is the religious. God is the main religion in America, correct? Correct.
Well, that
Christianity.
God isn't religion.
Christianity is the main practicing religion in the United States, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I am saying, in my opinion, and I feel like, I mean, it's a free country that we should be able to choose whether or not we agree with abortion and not abortion. Otherwise, it is not a free country, and I feel like that's very understandable. I mean, if we're
I think it's very understandable to say that we in our free country, there are limits to our freedoms. There are limits to all of our freedoms.
Of course, yeah.
There's always limits to our freedom. There's no absolute right to bodily
100%.
autonomy, right? Would you agree with me with
yes,
that?
I do agree.
Yeah, so there are limits to our freedoms, and one of those limits should be killing innocent other human beings. And we can't go around killing innocent others. That is bad. Regardless of what our religious beliefs are, that's one of the fundamental, that's like natural law.
So that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and entertainment.